Hello everybody, welcome to yet another Marvel Legends review. In today's video I'm taking a look at Taskmaster as part of the Avengers Build-A-Figure Thanos wave. Absolutely loved Taskmaster in the comics. He had a pretty decent role in Marvel's Ultimate Spider-Man cartoon. Myself and my son both have a pretty good connection with him as a character. Take a look at the side of the box, got some nice artwork there, really good look for him. And on the back of the box we have a semi-heroic pose from Taskmaster there and a very brief bio. And here we have him out of his plastic prison. I love how Taskmaster looks. I've always liked how he looks. He's kind of a combination of Skeletor and Darth Vader, some sort of weird child there. And I love the idea of him as well, that he can see your moves once and instantly he can mimic them. He's a force to be reckoned with. Now, just looking at the back of the figure there, there's no real shading on that cloak. I would have liked maybe a black wash or something over that. It just looks very bland. In fact, all of the white on Taskmaster looks very bold and pristine. It needs some sort of dirty wash over there. It looks like he's fresh out of, I don't know, mimicking training school, I guess. I believe we've seen this shield, sword and gun all before. I don't think any of those are a new mold. I do like the way the shield is attached. I'll cover that shortly when I take a look at the accessories. But didn't we just get a Taskmaster? Wasn't it kind of the modern age Taskmaster? Was that in the Guardians wave or the previous Spider-Man wave? I don't know. It wasn't that long ago, was it? But it was more of a modern take. This is definitely more his kind of classical look and how I remember him as a child. Taking a closer look. Look at that face. That is awesome. As far as a mask goes, that is extremely menacing. Although he does look very smiley there, doesn't he? Again, his teeth are pretty white and pristine looking. Looking at the cloak there, it goes up and under the front of the hood, the chest and torso. Again, I think these are all reused parts. I love the belt with the Taskmaster insignia on the chest. I mean, why wouldn't they be reused parts? He's stolen just about everything else off everybody. So he comes with his pistol and his sword. And again, the shield does have two connection options. We can have it connected on the wrist. You could peg it into his hand, or we can, if we lift the cloak up, peg it in underneath there, or we can even take the cloak off and have it plugged in, giving him more of that kind of modern age vibe. But personally, I don't like how that looks. If I wanted that, I'd have gone for the modern looking Taskmaster. Articulation wise, the head can look down, really great motion. This is nice and flexible. A lot more flex in this than what we got with Klaus Voorhees. Head goes up quite nicely, and we can go left and we can go right, and we can tilt side to side. The arms can actually ratchet forwards and come out to the side this much. Upper bicep rotation, double jointed bend on the elbow. Gauntlets have rotation. There's rotation on the wrist, and there's some pivot on the wrist as well, something which is vital when wielding a sword. We have rotation. We have a nice crunch on that torso. We have legs that can come this far forwards, this far backwards. They can come out to the side, no hindrance there whatsoever. Upper thigh rotation, lots of movement on these leg straps so they don't hinder the joints. Double jointed bend on that knee, boot cut, and forwards and backwards, and that Marvel Legends ankle rocker. Posing wise, he is pretty dynamic. I've just removed the cape and plugged that shield in on the back there. Is this the Bucky cap buck? Or is it the Bucky buck? Not sure. I think it's the Bucky buck that he's on, and again, it's a fairly nice reuse of parts. I prefer this 1,000 times to the Bucky figure that we got. Again, yes, would have liked maybe some more accessories with him, because he is skilled in lots of different forms of combat, so we didn't necessarily just need the sword, gun and shield. I would like to have seen more with him. That being said, we do also get Thanos' legs, so I can't really complain. We can kind of get around the shield issue if we have him with the kind of cape blowing off to the side, which isn't necessarily a bad look for him. I personally still prefer having that attached to his wrist and having him armoured up to the teeth. As far as scale goes, he's kind of a middle of the range sized figure, just a fraction shorter than the likes of the 3-pack Captain America and Klaus Voorhees. And although in my opinion he's more of a cartoon and comic series character as opposed to my Marvel Cinematic Universe display, the fact that he wears a mask, I think we can actually get away with having him in the Movieverse collection as well, because nobody knows what he looks like and he could fit quite nicely. It's just a shame that he's so darn bright. So there we have it, ladies and gentlemen, the Marvel Avengers series Thanos Build-A-Figure Wave Taskmaster, based on his more comic book look. He's a good figure, he's just not the best figure. He could do with more accessories in my opinion, and some fresh accessories, not the same old being used again and again. Now I can accept the clothing and torso, buck, etc. being used again, but it's about time we got some new weapons. Come on, Hasbro, you're giving us some amazing figures here. Throw in some nice, shiny new accessories as well. I've shoved his sword down the back of his cloak. It kind of makes the cloak come a little bit untabbed, but there's nowhere else really to store it. I don't want him to be holding it all the time, and I am likely to lose it. He's a fantastically skilled character, and I think that whether it be Hydra, the Serpent Society, or even Thanos, I think they could pay him quite highly for his skills. Thanks again to Robot Kingdom for making this review possible. If you found it useful, give it a big thumbs up, share, and of course subscribe. Until next time, from myself and Taskmaster, thanks for watching. Goodbye.